What up, guys? Your boy Quake back with a brand new episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast, number 289, powered by the one and only Golden Eagle Energy Drink. Get your Golden Eagle Energy Drinks at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. That's drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. They've sponsored all season 4 of the podcast, so please show them love and support because they're keeping the lights on, guys. So appreciate them for that. And man, first, obviously I want to apologize. Episodes have been kind of skipped and stuff like that. Not really skipped, but just I need more time for a lot of these things because of the bar breakdowns. I've mentioned that in previous episodes. So they're not coming out as normally scheduled, but they're coming out packed with a lot of content in them because of the time frame kind of, allowing a lot more time to pass by. With that being said, there is a lot of news that I'm going to be going over. And as of right now, I'm currently working on the Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us bar for bar breakdown. So I don't know how long that's going to be. If it's really long, I won't add it on this current episode because the episode is going to be super long. I don't want to happen what happened on the last episode, which was, I think, almost 3 hours long. I don't want a 3-hour long podcast of just me straight up talking. If it's an interview with somebody, I can accept that because there's a dialogue going back and forth, but that long of an episode with a solo, just one person, I think is overdoing it. I don't know. That's up to you guys to decide. Would you guys ever listen to just straight up 2 to 3 hour long episode podcasts of me talking? That's up to you guys to decide. Me personally, I think that's too much. I like to keep it at 1 hour, maybe if I have to at 1 hour and 30 minutes. But other than that, once it gets past 1 hour and 30 minutes of just me solo, it's too much, I think, in my opinion. So this episode is jam-packed with, updates from Travis Scott to BG to, 21 Savage, what side he's taking to Sean Kingston's house getting raided to, there's a lot to go over. Fight with Travis Scott and Tyga and Cassie finally breaks her silence. Then there's a bunch of Diddy shit, just Diddy being a piece of shit all over this thing again. And then, the Apple Music top 100 albums list. So there's so much to go over that I think this episode is going to be long in itself, and I might add that Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us breakdown. If I don't, expect on the next episode the Not Like Us breakdown and the Heart Part 6. So I'll give you guys 2 breakdowns in that just to make up for not putting it in this one. If I do, I'll put the Heart Part 6 on there, and then Meet the Grams will come as last because the artwork, I'm kind of doing some investigating, kind of trying to figure out where this artwork, the items and the stuff and all that stuff of what happened here. And, that's kind of why I pushed that back because that needs a lot of time dedication towards that because it is an interesting artwork and the song itself is just interesting overall. So that's always going to be, I already mentioned that's going to be last. So that's going to be the last one that comes out. Let's get into it, man. There's a lot to talk about. So we're going to start out with BG. An update, as you guys don't remember, BG's but the correctional officer, the probation officers that he's dealing with, were making this kind of rule that he had to check in with every lyric that he made to see if, it's legally right, or whatever the fuck. There's some weird shit that I disagree with, right? So let's go over the article. BG's lawyers have fought back against a court order demanding that the rapper's lyrics be pre-approved by a probation officer, claiming that the order is a violation of the First Amendment. That's right. The Guardian obtained a legal filing made on Wednesday, May 22nd, in which the rapper's attorneys made clear that submitting his lyrics prior to making them go live on Wax violates his rights. As to the government's request for Mr. Dorsey, referring to the rapper's real name, Christopher Dorsey, to provide U.S. probation and the government with lyrics for any song that he may write, in whole or in part, while on supervised release, it is respectfully submitted that his request is overly broad and violates the First Amendment and due process, his attorneys wrote. It is respectfully submitted that requiring Mr. Dorsey to submit his mental impressions and lyrics for any song that he may write, whole or in part, would constitute a prior restraint. It is respectfully submitted. Jeez, how many times I gotta say respectfully submitted on this shit? Mr. Dorsey should be permitted to write and express his own thoughts without fear that he needs to provide all lyrics to U.S. probation and the government. Hey, I agree. The filing continues. Besides Mr. Dorsey, are there any Besides Mr. Dorsey, are there any other music artists unsupervised released in this district or throughout the United States being required to submit all their song lyrics to U.S. probation and the government? Significantly, Mr. Dorsey's song's lyrics have not resulted in any criminal activity. It is respectfully submitted. Once again, they say this, that blaming someone's music for violence is like blaming Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone for violent crimes because of their movies, which is the classic comparison. Furthermore, evaluating lyrics for alleged supervised release violations would result in arbitrary, vague, and subjective enforcement. Accordingly, the proposed condition as it relates to the submission of future lyrics, mental impressions, should not be adopted by this honorable court. That said, the ruling also makes clear that BG will not have to go to prison for his alleged probation violation because he has become an asset to the community. Yeah, whatever. Bunch of lawyer jumbo bumbo talk, but I'm glad his lawyers are fighting back on this, and I hope they win because it's bullshit, like they're saying. You know, no other artist in the history of music, period, has ever had to submit lyrics to get approved before the song come out because they're dealing with some legal issues or the fact that they're on probation. That makes no fucking sense. It's stupid, and I'm always going to keep my eyes on this BG thing because it's bullshit. So, yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted and see if there's any updates relating to that going forward. Travis Scott, just like that, with his money, has made the wrongful death lawsuits go away because the last one, which is the child, the 9-year-old that got killed, Ezra Blunt, in the tragic Astroworld incident, has settled their lawsuit, meaning Travis Scott has paid a certain amount of money. They agreed to it, and it's done. So let's go over the article. Travis Scott has settled the last remaining wrongful death lawsuit against him in the 2021 Astroworld concert tragedy. Rolling Stone is reporting that Scott West, an attorney for the family of the 9-year-old Ezra Blunt, sent an email on Thursday, May 23rd, confirming that the family had reached an agreement with the parties, which included Scott and Live Nation. Blunt was the youngest of the 10 victims who died as a result of crowd crush during Scott's performance at the festival. The family will continue its journey to heal, but never forget the joy that Ezra brought to everyone around him, West said in the email statement. Terms of the settlement were not disclosed. The settlement of Blunt's case comes shortly after it was announced that Cactus Jack had to appear in court in September 2024 when the jury selection of the trial was set to begin. As previously reported, the Blunt case was set to be heard before the State District Kristen Hawkins on September 10th, 2024. The child's family tried to get the case heard before September, but Judge Hawkins declared it impossible to do so due to scheduling and logistic errors on behalf of all parties. The lawsuit filed by Blunt's family is one of 10 total that have been filed against Travis Scott and other parties involved. Yeah, 10 people died in it. All 10 have been settled. I'm wondering what's the money that Travis Scott has paid to get all these settled? Because me personally, I mean, I can't say this because I don't want to know unless I was in the situation. Because I was going to say, you know what, I wouldn't have settled. I would have fought for this. But, you don't know the situation. You don't know how successful they would be in winning, a situation where you're going up against Live Nation and Travis Scott. That's really, really, Live Nation itself is a really strong company. And then, you got Travis Scott, who's multi-millionaire that makes a lot of money. So it's hard to... at that level, as we can see with Diddy, at that level, it's really hard to get something to stick on that person in a lawsuit because they got the top of the line defense on anything that's going on. And plus, Travis Scott didn't have like a direct hand in those people getting killed. Like he didn't specifically, it's not like he put his hands over each individual person and choked them so they couldn't breathe. That's the type of thing I'm saying. Is like, yeah, he had the concert, he set it up. Yeah, was there a lot of faults in it, but it wasn't directly connected to Travis Scott per se. Like he didn't have a direct hand. It was kind of a third party thing where things just went left and Travis Scott, was a part of it. So maybe that had a big role in a lot of these people settling because they just kind of realized that, hey, we could go to court in this, but what's the success rate? What's going to happen in the actual court proceedings and stuff? How is the jury going to see this? And sometimes it's just better to just settle it because you don't want to relive the trauma of what happened. That's the first thing. And then second, the chances of you winning are slim. So why not get something out of the situation? It's not saying that hey, you put a price tag on the person, on one of your loved ones that got killed, and this is what they're worth to get this to go away. It's not really saying that. It's more like, hey, we know we can't really win this, so at least let's get something out of the situation instead of having to relive the whole trauma of what happened and potentially not walking away with anything. That's really the situation here, right? People look at the Diddy and Cassie thing and are like, why did Cassie, civilly, sue Diddy and get the money? At least, in her shoes, and the way I view it and the way I would have viewed it too is, let me at least get something out of this situation after being abused all these years. Is my abuse worth $30 million? Hey, maybe after all those years, it's probably worth that. That's the situation. A lot of these things is, let me at least get something out of it, because it's really hard to win this situation. If it was just like right now, a lot of people are going against Diddy. But at the time, Cassie, I've got to remember, Cassie was the first lawsuit. She's the one that stepped forward first. And then everybody else followed. But at the time, in Cassie's mind, it's probably like, hey, I would be the only one suing at this moment. Would I actually be able to defeat Diddy in this situation? This is a billionaire you're going up against. So same thing applies here where, you got to look at it from a point of, hey, would I be able to win this situation? Now, if all 10 of these people, the families of all 10 of these individuals that got killed, if they all got together and were like, hey, if we all went at him, maybe we'd have a chance. Yeah, but, these trials take 90 million years. You're going to have to go through all that trauma of dealing with it day in and day out. And then ultimately you could potentially walk away with nothing. So I don't blame them for settling. In my eyes, I don't see it as like, hey, just a payday. I see it as, hey, we have a slim chance of winning this. Why not walk away with something? And I'm just interested in seeing what they got. I'm not saying I'm a pocket watcher, but I'm just curious, because what would it cost Travis Scott and Live Nation, 10 people that got killed? What would it cost them? Did it cost them 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, 30 million? What did it cost them to get all this to go away? And I'm talking all 10 of them. I'm sure individually, I don't know, maybe $1 million, 1.5, $2 million. I don't know. But, it's done. There you go. With money, he made this go away. And I think it's finished. I don't know. There were so many lawsuits that happened from just individuals that he's still facing a lot of different things. But the serious ones, the really, really serious ones, not saying that those other incidents aren't serious and that, that they don't warrant a lawsuit, but these ones are death. The other ones are very injuries, trauma type stuff, which are serious in themselves, but death is obviously the most extreme one out of all this. And they've all been settled. So all 10 victims it's finished. It's over in terms of that. So we'll keep our eyes posted and see about those other lawsuits and see if there's any updates coming from there. But that's it for the deaths as far as the Astroworld lawsuits are. 21 Savage, we talked about this in the previous podcast of 21 Savage basically saying a while ago on the Math Hoffa podcast that if two of his friends were to be in a beef, which is the situation right now with Metro Boomin and Drake, he would eventually pick a side. And it looks like, based on the way I'm viewing it, is that he's choosing Drake's side. So let's go over it. 21 Savage has used Drake's diss against Metro Boomin after the producer mocked him over his ties to the Canadian rapper and the OVO team. So 21 Savage was on Instagram Live over the weekend and added his frequent collaborator to the stream, but things quickly went left after Metro jokingly called him OVO Savage. He also joked and says, I just know you got an owl stamp, tramp stamp. So let's go over the actual live.
He gotta die. Put that shit on Brenda. Yo, mic ain't working, bro. You on that po-ass Wi-Fi. Your mic ain't working, my nigga. Oh, you was talking shit? Bitch, get off my live, bitch. I ain't even see all them other comments. Fuck wrong with this nigga. I'm finna block this nigga. Metro, shut your whole ass up and make some drums, nigga.
Yeah, so he realized after adding Metro Boomin to the live stream and Metro Boomin wasn't, his voice wasn't working on there, the audio wasn't working. He realized all the comments Metro Boomin was making about OVO Savage. You got an owl tramp stamp. He jokingly said, shut your whole ass up and make some drums, which Drake said on push-ups. And then to kind of double down, in my eyes at least, that he's on Drake's side, is that 21 Savage brought out Drake during his tour. So in this footage, you'll see 21 Savage basically praising Drake. So let's see.
Hey, Toronto, make some motherfucking noise for the one and only Drake. Hey, one last time, please. Everybody in this city that we love so much, please make some noise for my motherfucking brother 21 coming out here killing this shit. You know I love y'all. I'll see you soon. You got, come on, give him 1-1, then you home like, it's your city, let's go. Hey, that's a good nigga right there, a genuine nigga. We need niggas like him in the culture on my mama. Straight up.
Yeah, so he gives Drake props, calls him a genuine person, and the funny thing is I saw a Twitter quote, and it was like, it said something along the lines of course 21 Savage would call Drake a genuine person because they're both colonizers, meaning they came from a different place and came to America to reap all its benefits. Because, 21 Savage, the running joke is that he's from Britain and he came here pretending to be from Atlanta and stuff like that. So, of course, they would get together and do that. That's the running joke. I'm not saying it. It's just funny. I thought it was funny and a good observation, to say the least. But there you have it. I mean, is it 21 Savage really, really siding with Drake like that? No, because, I don't know. In the live, it kind of seems like he was joking around a little bit with Metro Boomin. I don't think, is it leaning more towards Drake? Yeah, but I don't know. Metro Boomin's comments about OVO Savage and, giving him a tramp stamp, I don't know. I don't know if their friendship is friendly like that. If it is, then clearly they're not taking it serious. But, if it's not, Metro Boomin is, because Metro Boomin seems to be the one that takes things a lot more serious when he says it versus the jokes. I don't know. That's the way I get the vibes from Metro Boomin versus, 21 Savage, who looks like he's more joking about the situation. But we'll keep our eyes posted and see, where the relationship goes with a lot of these artists because, lines have been drawn. Let's just say that when it comes to this Drake and Kendrick thing and the whole future of Metro Boomin albums and, lines have been drawn, and we'll keep our eyes posted and see as time goes on what happens. Sean Kingston, his house was raided over unpaid debts, which I didn't think houses could get raided over unpaid debts, but I guess it's the amount. So let's go over the article. Sean Kingston has been arrested during a concert performance in California on charges of fraud and theft. The arrest came just hours after his mother was taken into custody following a SWAT raid on his mansion in Florida. So we'll go over that a little bit. Kingston was performing at the Fort Irwin for U.S. Army personnel with video footage of the event showing law enforcement watching on as he sung his 2010 hit Eenie Meenie. He was booked into San Bernardino jail and now awaits extradition to Florida where the charges were filed. Yeah, so after performing, he did get arrested, and he's been hit with charged with stealing $480,000 in jewelry and more. So let's go over the raid first. His mother was there. So Sean Kingston's mother has been arrested and charged with fraud following a raid on the singer's Dana Beach, Florida home. NBC Miami was on the scene Thursday, May 23rd, when the 61-year-old Janice Turner was arrested by Broward County Sheriff's Office and Davie Police SWAT. Turner, who has a history of convictions for filing false loan applications and bank fraud, was charged with numerous fraud and theft charges.
We have more breaking news that we are following for you this noon. Raid at a South Florida mansion. This is a live look from Chopper 6 overhead. Now, the name I'm going to give you here is the person who lives there, and you might recognize his name, singer/rapper Sean Kingston, facing a lawsuit that's now sparking an investigation right here in our backyard.
Our NBC6's Ari Otzer joins us live from Southwest Ranches, where we're learning more about what's going out there. Ari?
Yes, we certainly are, ladies. So Sean Kingston had some hits back in the day, starting in 2007, including one that he did with Justin Bieber, but now he's in big trouble. So he lives at this 15,000 square foot mansion here in Southwest Ranches. Take a look over there. You'll see a lot of BSO deputies. They are serving a search warrant at the house. And as we go to the right side of the house, you can see a fleet of luxury cars in the front, a Mercedes, a Bentley, a Ferrari, and more. And according to an attorney who filed the lawsuit against Kingston, he has a history of never paying for his things, which is why BSO came knocking today.
he likes having bling. He likes showing off. He's a showman. My client has a $150,000 television and sound system that's in there. There's also about $1 million worth of watches that are in there. There's an $80,000 custom bed that was ordered. This is a organized, systematic fraud. He's got basically a script. He says that he works with Justin Bieber and that he obviously puts on a big show here. This is a rental house. He doesn't own it. And he lures people using his celebrity into having them release things without him paying for it, and then he simply never pays. He's 100% a scammer. He's on felony probation right now for trafficking and stolen property. He's got judgments against him for procuring more than $1 billion in watches without paying for them. This is just an ongoing pattern for Sean.
Wow, that attorney broke down everything. So Sean Kingston's basically been living this more than extravagant life. And I don't understand people who do this, right? Like if I owned a jewelry place and a celebrity came and said, hey, let me have this $150,000 watch right now and I'll pay you later. I don't give a fuck if you're a celebrity or not. Like that, I want to give you the watch, and then just because you're a celebrity and I assume you're rich, you'd pay me later? That makes no sense. No, fuck no. I don't care who you are. Like I get it, because probably maybe they might think, oh, if I give this celebrity the watch, they'll shout me out and give me respect and co-sign me, and they'll bring me more people to come. And that's stupid, man. That shit, like, that ain't worth it, man. Personally, I would never give somebody that an expensive watch just because they're a celebrity and just to speak about me. Like that doesn't bring me back $150,000. You know what gives me $150,000? $150,000. That's what gives me $150,000. But that's wild, man. So I remember seeing something about this on TikTok of one of the private jet owners, or one of the companies that sells private jets, of Sean Kingston like wire frauding and like getting the private jet by scamming and stealing. And it was a while ago. It was probably like, I want to say a year ago. So he's had a history of this, and I don't understand this, man. I think celebrities get caught in this thing of like, hey, I have to keep my image up. I have to still look like I'm rich, regardless of not having any hits in a minute. And it's like, why? Listen, man, if you haven't had hits in a minute, be smart. The first thing is, if you do have hits, 1 hit, 2 hit, whatever the case may be smart with it, man. Invest it over time. Don't live beyond your means. Stop trying to impress people that don't. That's the thing is, nobody's gonna give a fuck. Like the people that he's impressed with this stuff, they could give 2 fucks about this person. Now that he's getting his shit rated and stuff, none of those people are gonna come and save you and help you. They don't give a fuck that you got your shit rated. They just wanted to be around you to enjoy all those luxuries, and after that, they're out of there. They don't care. So that's why I never understood about impressing people. Like 99% of the people don't give 2 fucks, man. They're there to just reap the benefits of what you got. And that's it. If shit hits the fan, they're out of there. They don't care about it. They give 2 fucks about everything. Let's go over the article. Sean Kingston has been hit with a myriad of charges in South Florida, including stealing nearly $500,000 in jewelry. According to Rolling Stone, the Beautiful Girls singer is facing grand theft charges after he allegedly stole the jewelry, a Cadillac Escalade, and a custom bed worth more than $80,000. That's insane for a bed. Kingston is also accused of defrauding banks of more than $45,000, violating his probation for trafficking stolen property, and writing bad checks. In total, he faces 10 different charges. He was in the state to perform at Fort Warren, and U.S. Army personnel with video footage of the event. That same day, his mother was arrested. Following initial raid in Florida, his mother's arrest, Kingston took to social media to clear his name. This is what Sean Kingston said. People love negative energy. I am good, and so is my mother. My lawyers are handling everything as we speak. The arrests relate to a lawsuit filed against Kingston earlier this year by a company called Ver Entertainment, LLC, who are accusing the Beautiful Girl star of breach of contract and fraud after he reached out to the company to purchase a large TV and sound system. In exchange for electronics, which would have cost over $100,000, Kingston allegedly promised to make promotional videos for the products with Justin Bieber, who he worked on Eeny Meeny. Wow, so he's using Justin Bieber's name to get a lot of this stuff. Kingston paid a $30,000 down payment for the goods and agreed to make a second payment of $47,000, while the rest of the total would be paid for social media posts. According to the lawsuit, Kingston failed to make the second payment after the TV was installed and did not make any of the social media posts. What the fuck, dude? $100,000 for a sound system and TV? You're living way beyond your means, man. I don't give a fuck what kind of TV it is, what kind of sound system. I do not need a $100,000 sound system and TV. Tripping, dog. Tripping. I'm telling you, man, when you start making insane money, like, you just start spending on dumb shit that you don't even, like, we can look at it, right? As regular individuals that don't make extravagant amounts of money, we can look at this and be like, wow, $100,000 for a large TV and sound system sounds fucking stupid, right? But when you get to that level of starting making money, because I've made some decent money, right? I haven't made astronomical millions and millions, but I've made good money to the point where I've realized, why am I spending $1,000 on this? Why am I spending $500? I always give this example. I bought $700 shoes, Off-White, Nikes. In my mind, I was like, why the fuck did I spend $700 on these shoes? It makes no sense at all. Like, I looked back on it and I was like, this is stupid. But thankfully, the shoes are now worth more than $700. Even if they're worn, which I wore them 2 or 3 times. So I haven't worn them much. I can sell them right now for like $1,400. So I've made money off of it. I know. I still haven't listed them for sale. I need to do that. But yeah, like, at least I didn't go in losing, you know, even if I just make the $700 back, because they're used shoes, they're not brand new. So I don't think I'll get full $1,400 from them, but you know, I could probably walk away with at least $1,000, maybe $800. If I walk away with $700, hey, I walked away with the money and I got to wear the shoes, enjoy them, whatever. But my eyes, I just don't understand. I don't understand spending extravagant money on things unless you're passionate about it. Like me, my car is the only thing that you can tell that, you know, hey, I made some money and I got a nice car. That's about it. Everything else, like this t-shirt, I wear the same black t-shirts. If you notice on this podcast, I'm wearing the same black t-shirts like every single episode because these are cheap, they're comfortable, I love them, and that's it. Black looks good, and that's it. You know, I'll sometimes wear different stuff, hoodies and stuff like that, but I'm not here wearing Burberry and Gucci and Louis and all this shit. You'll never see me. I don't care how big this podcast gets. It just doesn't make any sense to me, man. But that's the whole thing with living beyond your means. So we'll keep our eyes posted on this. I'm sure Sean Kingston is going to face a lot of different issues relating to all this. And his mom has a history of it too. So it runs in the family. So yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted and see what happens moving forward. Travis Scott and Tyga reportedly got into a fight. It was reported at one point that it actually wasn't Tyga, it was somebody else. But now it's confirmed that it is him. So let's go over the article. Travis Scott and Tyga reportedly got into a huge fight in the French city of Cannes on Thursday, May 23rd. Footage obtained by Hollywood Unlocked allegedly shows the two rappers brawling at what happens to be a concert. In the dimly lit video, a man who resembles Travis Scott can be seen swinging at an opponent as drinks go flying and other attendees scramble. He also appears to have thrown an object at another man. Several security guards then intervene before the DJ pauses the music and repeatedly says on the mic, "Stop." While there is no proof that Travis Scott and Tyga were the two men fighting in the clip, which appears to have been taken from an onlooker's Instagram stories, names both of them in the caption. So the person named them and said that. But let's play the clip.
Stop. Please stop.
Yeah, the footage is very grainy, but everyone's speculating that they have issues because of dating Kylie Jenner. You know, Tyga at one point dated her, basically groomed her, which is crazy to say. Like, Tyga was like 25, 26 years old, and she was only like 16, 17. And then he was like, by the time she turns 18 and she's actually legal to date, I'm going to come out and say, hey, we're dating. That's basically what happened with the Tyga situation. Very weird. I don't, you know, that's pedophile, like, that's you know what I was going to say. That's that type of behavior. You know, when you're grooming somebody, like a 20-something-year-old man sees a 16-year-old girl, says, hey, we're not going to date right now. We're going to be with each other, but publicly we can't be together because it's illegal and she's underage, then that's predatory behavior, basically. that happened, and then Travis Scott ended up dating her, had kids with her, stuff like that. So maybe it has something to do with that, man. So maybe Tyga still holds some feelings about it, and mad that he didn't settle with Kylie and actually get some kids with her too, because it's a smart move, man. They're multi-billionaires or whatever the hell they're worth. Who knows? But it's always over females, man. 90% of this shit in hip hop happens to be over females because people get into their feelings over a certain girl, and then things like this happen. But we'll keep our eyes posted and see if anything updates as time goes on. Finally, let's talk about the Diddy situation. He's been hit with new lawsuits. Cassie has finally spoken out, so I'm going to pick up from the previous episode, and let's go over what Cassie has to say officially. Cassie released a statement on her Instagram, and this is what it says. Thank you for all the love and support from my family, friends, strangers, and those I have yet to meet. The outpouring of love has created a place for my younger self to settle and feel safe now. But this is only the beginning. Domestic violence is the issue. It broke me down to someone I never thought I would become. With a lot of hard work, I am better today, but I will always be recovering from my past. Thank you to everyone that has taken the time to take this matter seriously. My only ask is that everyone open your heart to believe in victims the first time. It takes a lot of heart to tell the truth out of a situation that you were powerless in. I offer my hand to those that are still living in fear. Reach out to your people. Don't cut them off. No one should carry this weight alone. This healing journey is never ending, but the support means everything to me. Thank you. Love always, Cassie. Couldn't have said it better, man. Apparently, there is in the lawsuit that was settled, Diddy can't say Cassie's name. So we were all wondering in the Diddy apology video, why didn't he mention Cassie? Why didn't he specifically apologize to her and say, I apologize to Cassie? Well, it's because of some legal ramifications, and Cassie can't say Diddy's name. So she didn't say it in that statement. So let's go over the article. Diddy recently released a public apology. On Monday, May 20th, TMZ reported that the bag boy mogul shared the response under the guidance of his attorneys, who apparently advised him not to mention Cassie. The gossip site listed two reasons. First, that Diddy's settlement with Cassie came with a non-disclosure agreement, so they cannot discuss each other in public. Not mentioning her name, TMZ says, was Diddy's attorney's way of making sure he didn't violate that agreement. Second, had he mentioned Cassie specifically, it could potentially be used against him in other lawsuits he's currently negotiating. So that's the reason why, Diddy did not say her name. But I still think it's a bad movement, regardless of that. It's his lawyers, I'm sure, advise against him to do that. It's probably the dumbest thing you could do in a situation like this. The best thing you can do in a situation where you're getting literally sued left and right of sexual assault claims is just disappear, man. Get the fuck off the internet. Don't post on social media. Don't post Instagram stuff of time will reveal all. Time tells the truth. Well, time is telling the truth, Diddy. You actually did this shit. He just posted shit that just made no sense, and then you're doing an apology video. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit right now. Doesn't matter what you say. Nobody wants to hear that shit right now. Stay low. Stay out of the social media limelight, everything. Stay out of it. You got TMZ running up on you, asking you questions. Don't say anything. Don't even wave your hand and say, brother love, peace, brother love. No, you ain't no fucking brother love. You're a piece of shit. It's that simple. There's no brother love in this situation. You're out here doing horrendous things. And I'm going to deep dive. You'll see later in the podcast, because I'm going to be going over some stuff that really crazy, man. So let's go over. Diddy reportedly ended up getting upset at the fact that the video came out. So let's go over the article. Diddy has reportedly told at least one of his close friends that there was a larger agenda surrounding the release of the viral assault video. A close source to Diddy told the New York Post that the embattled mogul is furious about the video's release and insists that it only tells half the story. He's incensed, the source said to the outlet, especially about the video. He insists it doesn't tell the full story about what happened. Not that he's excusing it, but he says that it's a selected video. The source continues, it's his position that there was an agenda in releasing the video when it was released, but ultimately he knows that his big concern is the raids on his house. The Cassie video is just a distraction. The sources claim it buttressed by the fact that Diddy's pinned tweet, which can be seen below. What? Distressed? What the fuck is that word? I don't even know. Buttressed? Yeah, so the pinned tweet is that enough of the fake allegations, which can be seen as a statement from accusers. Yeah, basically, the agenda is getting more revealed as the days have gone on, because I'm going to go over that as well. But he's upset about that. There's an agenda going on. And of course, there's an agenda going on because there needs to be a public swaying. There needs to be clear evidence. Now, you know, with that video coming out, right? This is interesting, right? He couldn't get prosecuted or arrested or anything for the domestic violence stuff because in Los Angeles, there's a 5-year time frame, right? 5-year time frame. And after that, there's statute of limitations. You can't get arrested for it. But there are parts of that video that didn't get released, maybe angles. And it looks like pretty clear that if there's a camera in that hallway where Diddy dragged her back to the hotel room, that is literally kidnapping. And there is no statute of limitations on kidnapping. Kidnapping, you can get arrested for, you can get prosecuted for. So maybe that video, there's only a portion released. Maybe there's more to that video that the feds have held on to because they realized, you know what, let's release this video of him hitting Cassie because, one, it's going to make everybody realize that, hey, we didn't raid this house for no fucking reason. We're not morons here. You know, one, to back up the feds, basically be like, hey, we had a reason in doing this. We're just not raiding this guy because there's accusations. No, there's actual valid proof. That's the first thing, to make the feds look a little bit better. Second is to sway public opinion, obviously. Now everybody, now in these lawsuits, we have to believe everybody's accusations. Want to know why? Because there's proof. Now there's proof. Now that there's something there that shows that he is capable of doing this. Before, it was all smoke. I'm not saying that, hey, all these people that spoke on Diddy and said these things were liars and all that stuff. But until you get very, very solid proof, like never in a million years would I have thought we would have seen Diddy putting his hands on a female. Period. Never. Never, never, never. I never saw that video coming. I never saw that video coming from miles away. Now that we're seeing it, now it's like, hey, we have to believe everything that's being accused. We have to. Why not? Why wouldn't we? There's a track history of it. Now there's video proof of it. So everything that Cassie said, we have to believe. Sex trafficking, the making her be involved with male escorts and all this stuff and all this crazy stuff that's going on. And then all these other women accusing. So the agenda is basically to destroy Diddy's reputation publicly as much as possible and then eventually get him locked up. Because here's the thing the feds are smart about, right? They get this video out there. It simmers in the public, right? It simmers. Everybody has their opinion. And 90%, thank God, at least 90% of people are against Diddy still. There are dumbasses in the comments saying, oh, we can't judge Diddy. Only God can judge Diddy. Nah, motherfucker, I can judge Diddy because I've never done some shit like that, nor would I ever do some shit like that. I've never put my hands on a woman, nor has it ever crossed my mind to put my hands on a woman or rape her or sex traffic her or any of this stuff, so I can judge that. I've never done things to this level of bad. I've done bad things in my life. Yeah. Have I stolen stuff? Yeah, I've stolen stuff as a kid. I've stolen stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I don't have closets. I don't have skeletons in my closets like this. Shit, I ain't got no skeletons in my closet. That's why I talk so open freely, because I've never done any of this type of shit. I will never do this type of shit. I was raised more properly. And I don't do drugs and alcohol. That's another thing. He says he was under alcohol influence, blah, blah, blah. Excuses. I don't do that shit. I don't have something that messes with my judgment. Nah, fuck that, man. But I can judge. Want to know why? The people that don't do this type of stuff and never have done this type of stuff can judge. I hate when people are under the comments saying only God can judge. Oh, let him he needs to get into help and he'll get better and we need to forgive and forget. No. There's no forgive and forget in these type of situations. No. If it happened once, you know what? You could say it was a bad judgment. He was drunk. He fucked up. Nah, all these fucking lawsuits, all these conspiracy theories, nah, this ain't a one-time thing. This ain't and we're going to see more. I bet you there is more video footage that's going to come out. There's going to be more that comes out. There's no way, because here's the thing too. psychopaths, right? You go over a lot of these psychopaths, the serial killers, whatever, these fucking Jeffrey Dahmers and all these insane motherfuckers, right? What is their history? They like to keep the evidence for themselves. They like to show it to victims. They get off on that. How do you think this footage, how did they get this footage? From the house raids. That's how they got this footage. And he kept this dumb shit. He should have deleted it. Pay the $50,000, delete the footage. But thankfully, his dumb ass gets off on showing victims what he does to other victims. And he gets off on that shit. Thankfully, he kept it because now we got evidence. And I'm sure there's more. There's probably so much more shit. And it's going to get really, really ugly, not only for Diddy, but potentially other people. So the feds are smart, man. Sway public opinion, get the video out there so that the jury that eventually is going to be there when they prosecute him already have formed an opinion about him. Because who hasn't seen that video? Everybody has now. So you already swayed the jury just off that video. That's why the feds are smart in how they're moving. They put that out there because they're like, listen, yeah, we can't get them on domestic violence things, but we can get the public to change their opinion. And then when we prosecute them, we can get the jury to already have a pre-formed opinion on things. Even though juries aren't supposed to. They're supposed to be non-biased. They're not supposed to be influenced by outside media. But, hey, humans, man. Human. We're all human. We're not robots here. We're going to have opinions. We're going to be biased on things that's just human behavior, human emotion. Feds are calculated, man. They're not, they have a high conviction rate for a reason. They're not just out here fucking, releasing stuff for the fuck of it. So there is an agenda, Diddy, and it's an agenda to destroy you, and thankfully because, yeah. So let's go over another lawsuit. Diddy is accused of forcing women to have sex with his ex, Kim Porter, in a new rape lawsuit. Yes, his ex-wife, Kim Porter, there have been a lot of reports of him just doing terrible things to that woman. And she passed away, I believe, in 2017. Rest in peace to her. And she passed away over something that's very, very weird, man. I think it's something about, like, her body got some type of, I don't know, I forget what it was, but it's very, very skeptical, man. So let's go over the article. Diddy has been accused of forcing a woman to have sex with his late ex-girlfriend, Kim Porter, in a new rape lawsuit. The alleged victim, April Lampros, claimed in a suit filed in New York on Thursday, May 23rd, that the bad boy boss sexually assaulted her on 4 occasions, including once with Porter, after she was forced to take ecstasy. Lampros, who first met Diddy in 1994 when she was a fashion student, also claims that the mogul recorded the two of them having sex without her knowledge or permission and later showed the video to others. Look, more proof and evidence that I'm sure the feds are probably having. She is formally suing Diddy for battery, sexual assault, infliction of emotional distress, and gender-motivated violence. Diddy has not yet to comment on this lawsuit, but has previously denied all other allegations of sexual assault. Lampros alleges that the record exec first sexually assaulted her in 1995 and that he pressured her to drink alcohol, which made her feel uneasy. So yeah, she uploaded photos of her with Diddy. The suit claims that Lampros later passed out in a hotel room and was raped by Diddy. Several months after the incident, Lampros says she was sent numerous gifts by Puffy and agreed to meet with him to discuss business opportunities. She alleges another assault happened later that year. In a parking garage, Lampros claims that Diddy forced her to her knees and made her perform oral sex on him. When she tried to distance herself after that incident, Lampros claimed Diddy threatened to physically harm and blacklist her from the fashion industry. The lawsuit claims a third incident happened in 1996 where Lampros was forced to have sex with Kim Porter, who had 3 children with Diddy before her death in 2018 due to phenoma. Phenoma, how are you pronouncing it, man? Lampros claims that Diddy forced both her and Porter to take ecstasy before demanding that they have sex with each other. She alleges that that he told her she had no control over the situation as he could make her lose her job. See? Powerful things, man. It's all about, using his power in these situations. Horrible person, man. Puffy masturbated while he watched the woman, according to the suit, before allegedly raping Lampros. Lampros also claims that Diddy and Porter had her fired from her job in a bar after they saw her working there. The woman says her relationship with Diddy had ended in 1998, but she ran into him 2 years later, after which he persistently called her saying that he missed her. Lampros then reluctantly agreed to meet the multi-platinum producer to come to her apartment, where he arrived with a bodyguard. She alleges he then kissed and touched her without consent before she forced him to leave. The suit also features numerous photos of Lampros with Diddy. Lampros said in a statement, "I'm confident that justice will prevail and the veil will be removed, so no other woman will have to endure what I did." She is the 7th person in 6 months to sue Diddy for sexual assault, and the 2nd this week after a former model came forward with accusations of rape and drugging. So we're going to go over that too. Hey, man, you see what I'm saying? All these lawsuits, to anybody, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, to anybody that defended Diddy publicly, to the people who haven't apologized for that, who are public figures, because there's people that are going to be still defending them privately and regular people that aren't public figures. Shame on you. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But shout out to Slim Thug. He defended Diddy initially, saw the video footage, apologized to Cassie like a man. And that's it. You know, he at least owned up to his mistake and said, you know what? I fucked up trying to defend this guy because he's clearly a piece of shit. Another day, another Diddy lawsuit. So let's go over the article. Diddy is facing yet another lawsuit, this time for allegedly drugging and sexually assaulting a young model during Men's Fashion Week more than 2 decades ago. The suit, first picked up by TMZ, is from a woman named Crystal McKinley. In addition to Diddy, it names Bad Boy Records, Sean John Clothing, and Universal Music as defendants. According to the complaint viewed by Hip Hop DX, McKinley was a model who began working at 17 in 1998. She claims that back in 2003, she met Diddy at a fashion event where he made a very public display of coming on to plaintiff in a sexually suggestive manner. Following the dinner, they went back to his studio. There, she took a hit of a joint Diddy and his friends were sharing that she claims was very powerful, saying that it was laced. She claims one of Diddy's friends told her, "You've never had weed like this before." The complaint continues with McKinley alleging that Diddy physically led her to a bathroom. Then she claims Diddy forced her to perform oral sex on him. After that, she continues she passed out and awoke in a cab. As her conscience returned, plaintiff realized that she had been sexually assaulted by Combs. The complaint reads, following the alleged assault, McKinley says Diddy blackballed her for modeling. She attempted suicide the following year. McKinley claims following the news of the flood of similar suits against Diddy, she knew she had a moral obligation to speak up. Now, this is wild, though. She actually kept evidence. So a woman named Crystal McKinley, who filed a lawsuit, according to court documents, the plaintiff saved the unwashed clothing from that night in her closet, where they remain in plastic wrap. Think about that. This is a rape that happened in 2003. This woman kept that same clothing in plastic wrap. Diddler, doolet, diddly. He is fucked. I'm telling you right now, like, it's over. McKinley was a model back in 2007, at the age of 17 back in 1998. She claims she met the businessman in 2003. You know, and we talked about this. Following dinner, they went back to the studio, hit a powerful joint, all that. Yeah, so my bad. I was reading over it again, but I guess they're just going over the same thing. But yeah, she kept literal evidence in plastic wrap. Like, what more? Like, if that comes back to him with, I don't know what kind of, yeah, but it's wild, man. I just, like, this guy has been getting away with this shit for years upon years upon years upon years. Like, clearly, people were just turning a blind eye to this stuff. A lot of people were. And it's unfortunate, man. Nobody, I don't care how powerful, how rich, how successful, should not be getting away with this stuff from the 90s till now. It took till 2023 to officially get Diddy some type of lawsuits and accusations. This guy has had a label since, what, 1993? We're talking 30 fucking years. When did he start Bad Boy Records and officially become his fucking, I think it was 1993. I could be wrong. Maybe earlier. 1993. You got 2003, 2013, 2023. 30 years of this guy doing this type of stuff to people, to women specifically, for the most part. I'm sure he's done shit to men, too. There have been stories about him doing things to men. 30 fucking years. And now finally there are people, like, there are lawsuits and people are actually speaking out. By the way, there have been people speaking out, like Gene Deal, his bodyguard, his former bodyguard. He's been speaking about this shit for years and years. It's unfortunate, though, man. I think people in power, like, I could never in a million years see somebody doing this type of stuff. I don't care how powerful. I don't care if I get blackballed. And here's the beautiful thing about in today's time. It's really hard to blackball somebody, especially if they build their own platform. That's why, for me, I'm happy that I've built Diverse Mentality. It's my own platform. All of you that support me, there's really nobody that can really blackball me like that. Yeah, could I get ruined in a lot of situations where, hey, I'm not going to get, these type of looks or these type of situations, these type of awards, whatever the fuck. But ultimately, if you build your own platform, your own following, it's harder to get blackballed in today's time. Back then, it was easier because there are only a few outlets, and you have to know people to get through those outlets. And now, everybody has a voice if you build a platform. Shit, even random people that speak out on things have voices. So, yeah, man, that's the most depressing thing about this. And we're going to get more and more information about all this, especially the fact that she has a dress still, in plastic wrap of this incident. But there you have it, man. More shit about Diddy, and it's not stopping. We're going to be talking about a Rolling Stone article they just released. We're going to be talking about, let's see here, indictment of the feds, the CNN's talking about. So let's get into all that. There's one more thing, though. Diddy is accused of verbally abusing Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan, I'm the Don. And ordering a beatdown of the singer's son. Let's go over the article. Diddy is facing yet more damaging allegations after being accused of verbally abusing legendary singer Chaka Khan and ordering her son to be assaulted. The claims were made by Ain't Nobody singer's daughter, Indira, in response to Puffy apologizing for assaulting Cassie in 2016. Commenting on Diddy's widely criticized apology video, she wrote, "I'm glad this is happening to you. You got in my mother's face and publicly disrespected her, yelling and screaming like a lunatic. When my little brother tried to get you out of my mother's face, your security jumped my 19-year-old brother. These may be your dark days, but I'm singing and dancing, watching your demise." She concluded her message by tagging her mother, Chaka Khan. Isn't it great, Mom? So they're celebrating, and they should. This is an alleged incident that happened around 1998. So they're having a field day with it. I'm sure a lot of people that had, not even 50, it's not just 50, but people in general that have been abused by this guy, that have been blackballed, that have been abused by his power, are all singing praises and are all speaking out now. I wish they would have done it earlier. I wish this would have been something that maybe they, I'm not going to put it down as like people never spoke out. I wish, they probably did speak out, but people just didn't take it serious at the time. Now that everybody's kind of jumping on and attacking him, more and more people can do that, and more things can get revealed. So let's get into all the other Diddy stuff, man. This is wild. Rolling Stone did an investigative article. This shit is just astronomical. Like, they did a 6-month investigation interviewing people. And this shit is crazy. I'm not going to go over every single detail in this article, but there's a lot. There's a lot of things that revealed Diddy was jealous of Tupac and Biggie, and that Biggie was trying to leave his contract, which there have been a lot of reports of, that Biggie was trying to leave, and that Tupac, Diddy didn't like the fact that Tupac and Biggie were so cool with each other. There's been a lot of rumors that Diddy had a hand in killing both Tupac and Biggie. Shameless plug, Diddy $1 million hit documentary. I'm working on that right now, so this is another piece that I'm adding to that documentary. But let's go over it, man. The Rolling Stone article is just insane. Let's go over the Rolling Stone investigation that they did for the past 6 months after all these lawsuits came out to Diddy. They came out with 10 key takeaways in the whole situation over the 6 months investigation. So let's go over every key takeaway. The first one is that the abuse allegations against Diddy date back to his college years. Yes, this guy's been doing this since his college days, back in his early 20s or late teens. At Howard, Combs became known for hosting rowdy weekly parties, but several women remember him for an alleged incident outside a school dorm. One classmate tells Rolling Stone that Combs showed up outside a woman's dorm one night and began screaming for a girlfriend in a belligerent manner. Other women in the dorm quickly began running through the halls, knocking on doors in a panic, according to the source. They were surrounding the alarm that Combs, known then by a nickname Puff, was attacking the young woman outside, she recalls. Puff is out here acting crazy. He's beating her, the fellow student said, according to the classmate. He screamed and hollered and acted a stone fool until she came downstairs, says another student who witnessed the beating. She says Combs used what appeared to be a belt to strike the young woman all over the place. Speaking on the condition of the anonymity due to the sensitive nature of the incident, the witness says Combs appeared super angry and was screaming at the top of his lungs, adding that he whooped her butt, like really whooped her butt. The witness says the woman was clearly terrorized. She was trying to defend herself a little bit. She was crying, and we were telling him, get off of her. We were screaming for her. A third source also recalled the alleged assault to Rolling Stone. The woman at the center of the alleged attack declined to speak with Rolling Stone, which, maybe she's saving it for the actual courts. 2, here's the second thing that they took away from this investigation. Combs allegedly beat a music executive bloody over the man's relationship with Combs' ex, Kim Porter. In 2000, Porter's fledgling courtship with the late music executive Shakir Stewart enraged Combs. When the industry gathered for Elliot Reed's wedding in Italy that summer, Combs went to Stewart's hotel room after the ceremony and allegedly broke a chair over Stewart's head. Stewart's mother and the 2 of his close friends tell Rolling Stone he left him bleeding on a hotel floor in Italy. Stewart's mother, Portia, says he had to have stitches, and then Combs threatened him. I'm going to kill you. That's when I said, you need to get out of this business. This man is crazy. Look at this, man. We got, college days, which is, I think, the 80s, I'm going to assume. We got the 2000s already. Now, here's the third thing. Combs sexually harassed a business associate at a 2001 party. After Combs' acquittal in the shooting incident at a New York club, he went to the Pensacola Hotel, where he was throwing a massive bash to celebrate the verdict. Anna, a freelance graphic designer working with the Bad Boys marketing team, says Combs approached her and began to massage her shoulders. The woman requested Puesadome, citing fear of retribution. I'm getting touched on my shoulder, my arms, my back. He's like, oh, yeah, you like that? I know you like that. Like, really, really gross, Anna recalls, sharing her story publicly for the first time. I was like, nah, not so much, and I floated my way out of there. Anna says she avoided Combs the rest of the night. Weeks later, her boss's girlfriend confided that Combs allegedly approached the boss the night of the party to solicit me for sex, Anna says. A friend confirmed to Rolling Stone that Anna told her about both the encounter and the proposed arrangement when they began working together a few years later. The boss did not respond to Rolling Stone's request for an interview, and the girlfriend declined to speak. I feel quite unsettled about this for many years. When people ask me about my days at Bad Boy, it's just overshadowed by his crap, Anna says, adding that Combs treated her as though she existed to accommodate his whims. The fourth thing is Combs allegedly attacked a woman inside Bad Boy's offices. And we've heard stories about this lots of times, man. So this is nothing new, but it's new people talking. So Burwes says he once saw Combs physically assault a woman inside Bad Boy's offices in 1994. He and another ex-employee telling Rolling Stone they had to tear Combs off of the woman after hearing screams and the sound of shattering glass. The woman declined Rolling Stone's request for comment. Felicia Newsom, the first manager of Bad Boy's recording studio, Daddy's House, recalls once holding Combs back when he was about to beat this girl's ass after a fight broke out between 2 women. I'm holding him by his waist saying, you need to calm down. This is not your fight, Newsom recalls. The fifth thing is 3 accusers speak out for the first time, and they said it isn't about the money. 3 of the women now suing Combs for sexual assault tell Rolling Stone that once they learned their abuse was part of an alleged pattern, it was time to lend their voices to hold Combs accountable. It isn't about the money, says Joy Dickerson Neal. It's about making sure the world sees this man who rose to the level of an icon is actually sick and has left so many victims in the wake of his unpunished, disgusting behavior for years. I had a whole future in modeling mapped out that was stolen from me. Being sexually assaulted and having no resource is so painful, model Crystal McKinley says. I felt like I was dying every day because I did not yet have the strength to come forward. I hope that by speaking out, I can help other survivors come forward and seek justice. A Detroit area Jane Doe who alleges she was gang raped by Combs, shown here in a photo with him on the night of the alleged encounter. His former executive, Harvey Pierre, and third identified man in 2003, tells Rolling Stone it was incredibly difficult to share her story, but she was encouraged by the voices of other women. It is important to remember that it is not just Combs, but also all those who acted with him, stood silent and actively covered up his behavior that must be held accountable, she says. And I agree. That's what I was talking about earlier. All this stuff happening and all these people notice and don't speak out. That's a huge issue. Number 6, and this involves Tupac and Biggie. Combs was jealous of Tupac Shakur's friendship with Biggie. Before Combs and his Bad Boy label were embroiled in a rivalry between Mary and Suge Knight Death Row Records, he was fond of the charismatic Shakur. His Bad Boy team spent the summer of 1993 studying the rapper's buoyant hit I Get Around as a blueprint for a commercial hip-hop record. Desperate to be taken seriously, Combs tried to foster a friendship with one of the hip-hop's greatest talents, sources said. And as I'm working on this Diddy $1 million hit documentary, I can concur that this is true. There's been a lot of people that said that Diddy wanted to steal Tupac's style and try to come up with the same type of style as him, wear the same type of clothes. Tupac was obsessed basically with Tupac. Continuing on with this Rolling Stone article, Shakur wasn't interested. Pac didn't have any kind of respect for Puff, says the 90s hip-hop photographer Monique Bunn, who was close with Biggie and other Bad Boy artists. To Shakur and even Biggie, Bunn says Combs was a corny executive. Instead, according to Bad Boy ex-president Kirk Browers, Shakur bonded with Biggie, whom he viewed as his peer. As a result, he says, referring to Combs, there was someone on the sidelines jealous, not wanting that friendship to happen. Hey, can we connect the dots here, guys? Come on. I mean, here we are. Jealousy breeds all kinds of shit, right? Number 7, sources say Combs had abandonment issues and wouldn't let the women in his life move on. Damian Vasquez, a former Bad Boy intern, says after Combs and Jennifer Lopez broke up, Combs had staffers camp outside MTV's TRL studios with signs to win her back. Ventura claimed that every time she hid from him, Combs' network of operators found her and implored her to return, including a Bad Boy executive who threatened to withhold the release of her music if she didn't return Combs' calls. Browers believes Combs' losses at a young age, especially the murder of his father, took a toll on his relationships. He is fortified now with the money and the power, but the abandonment and the act of leaving can bring out vicious results, Browers says. And the women catch it the worst. Porter, who died of lobar pneuma, I don't know how to pronounce that, in 2018 was no exception. Her relationship with Combs was tumultuous, according to 2 sources who claim Combs physically abused her. I remember Kim used to go through a lot of stuff. Former Bad Boy rapper Mark Curry says, if you lived around them, you get to see the toxic relationship. I think every relationship he had that I experienced around him was like that. After their breakup, Combs refused to let her move on. Porter told Essence he still called 50, 60 times a day, she said. It was like my life was not my own. He was very, very intrusive. Has abandonment issues, cannot move on. Number 8, this is interesting, involves Biggie. Just 2 weeks after Wallace was murdered in 1997, in March 1997, Combs ordered LaJoyce Brookshire, the former director of publicity for Arista and Bad Boy, to focus all efforts on Wallace's upcoming album, Life After Death. Combs denied Brookshire's request for time off to process her grief and instead demanded she work until the album was number one. Top 10, she recalls. It sold nearly 700,000 copies in the first week. When Rolling Stone approached Bad Boy about the cover opportunity a few months after Biggie's murder, Browers claims he advocated for the late rapper to take the spot. I was telling Sean, let's make it Biggie. You still have a chance for a cover in the future, Browers recalls. He's like, no, he's dead. I'm putting out Combs' debut album, No Way Out, in July. I need to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. He said, fuck Biggie. He dead. I'm going to be on this cover, man. We ain't got to put Biggie on the Rolling Stone cover again. Come on, man. Come on. He ain't going to be on the cover. Combs got on the cover 2 years later. He acknowledged how Biggie's death had been big business. I think his passing added to the fame, Combs told Rolling Stone in 1999. At least 2 million of nearly 5 million copies No Way Out sold were due to his death, straight up. And that doesn't necessarily feel good, but that's the reality. So he's happy. To me, man, who talks about sales increasing after, quote unquote, one of your best friends dies? Terrible, terrible, man. Number 9, co-workers showed disdain for Combs behind his back inside the Bad Boy offices. Browers recalls jealous Uptown execs referring to Combs as Satan and flipping him off as they walked by his offices in the Uptown building. Bad Boy sources say Combs was difficult to work for, claiming employees who wanted to stick around had to learn how to speak puffy. A demanding boss, Combs often yelled to get his point across and fired employees on a whim. No one on his team at Bad Boy spoke back to him. Former Daddy's House studio manager Felicia Newsom says no one challenged him, and that's the problem in this situation. When you're powerful and nobody challenges you, you can feel like you can do anything you want to, and that's your God. Nah. Another source recalls artist Mace calling Combs Massa back in the day. Mace did not respond to Rolling Stone's request for comment. He was so volatile, says a source who sometimes worked with Bad Boy. He's always on the edge of snapping and being scary. People did whatever he said to stay in good graces. And Puffy exploited people's desires to be in those environments. See? Amen. And then this is interesting, and this is where a lot of people tied Diddy with killing potentially Biggie. So let's go over it. Mark Curry was affiliated with Bad Boy from 1997 to 2006 and later wrote the book Dancing with the Devil, How Puff Burned the Bad Boys of Hip Hop in 2009. He says Combs repeatedly promised to produce his solo album, but he never gave him a budget. There's 3 different ways you can kill a person, Curry tells Rolling Stone. You can kill them by experience. You can physically kill them. I've noticed him kill a lot of people's spirits. Some who left Combs worried he might try to expel them from the industry altogether. Brooklyn rapper Babs Bunny of Combs' MTV reality show Making the Band says he was blackballed after leaving the label. Photographer Monique Boone claims her gigs instantly dried up after winning a lawsuit against Combs for withholding a set of Biggie photos from her in 2000. She claims a friend of the Fader magazine told her that Combs personally called the office and said if they work with Bond, Bad Boy would pull its advertising from the magazine. See? Behind the scenes shit, man. He's someone you don't want to make an enemy out of, says one former employee. When people do go against him, the person gets ostracized, and an ex-Bad Boy president of Browers puts Combs never forgets a grudge. If he sees a snag in the sweater, he'll pull. Wild, man. Wild shit. And this is just this is just the interesting, like the little pieces of it. This whole article is long. They released called Bad Boy for Life, Sean Combs' History of Violence. It is long. We're talking, I mean, there's stories of Usher when he was a teenager seeing people have sex in different rooms and having Diddy invite, him. This is a teenager, early 20s kid dealing with this stuff. Stuff about being jealous about Biggie wanting to leave the label and not wanting him to leave the label and getting into an argument about their masters and all this stuff, man. And this is all stuff that after I do this Diddy $1 million hit documentary, I'm going to do a full-on Diddy about all of his history. Every fucking thing. It's going to be a super long documentary. 4 to 6 hours, I bet you. I'm going to deep dive into this. I have to. Because this is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Before we continue, I want to give a shout out to Golden Eagle for sponsoring this podcast. Yes, if it wasn't for Golden Eagle, this podcast wouldn't be possible. If you're looking for an energy drink that doesn't tear a hole in your pocket, Golden Eagle energy drink is the one you want to get. Golden Eagle has the smoothest taste with no aftertaste. You don't get acid reflux when you drink it, and you will save a lot of money. So check out Golden Eagle at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. The link is in the description below. And how do you think this podcast would be possible without me having energy to do it? Come on, guys. You guys got to remember this. I need energy to do this stuff, man, because there's a lot of crazy topics. So look how smooth this thing sounds. Look at it. Oh, my God. It's fresh. Look at that Golden Eagle. Look at the can. It's so beautiful, too, man. Look at that. That's so fresh, man. So fresh. Golden Eagle energy drink. Go to the link description below. That's drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. Let's continue the episode. Continuing on, Diddy is facing a possible indictment as federal agents are reportedly preparing to bring sexual assault accusers before a grand jury. Here we go. CNN reported on Wednesday, May 29th, that a possible witnesses have been notified by investigators that they could be sought in to testify in front of a federal grand jury in New York City. This would mark a significant development in the federal sex trafficking investigation into the bad boy boss and indicate that the U.S. Justice Department is seeking to file criminal charges against him. Sources told CNN, however, that these potential witnesses have not yet been prepped for testimony and that federal investigators are still in the process of gathering evidence and questioning potential sources of information. One source said investigators are being thorough and taking their time to ensure that an indictment should there be one, is bulletproof. So yeah, they have to make sure this is solid because you're going up against a fucking billionaire, basically. Many of the accusers who have filed lawsuits against the mogul have already been interviewed by federal officers and are cooperating with the investigation, which we reported on a while ago. Some have been handed over evidence that they believe may be helpful, according to CNN. Investigators are also questioning additional subjects, including corroborating witnesses to Diddy's alleged crimes. This reportedly includes at least one male sex worker who claims to have been victimized by Diddy and appears in footage from his home that is in possession of federal agents. Here we are, guys. Look, come on, man. And I'm going to actually play that video clip for you guys because it involves Diddy and DJ Khaled. The investigation stems from the allegations detailed in multiple sexual assault lawsuits.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave. Okay, for them that's what I was. That's all. All right. I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. But they did. Mark Eros and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible I threw everything out. It's possible I can produce a copy. Basically, what happened is Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay? Mm-hmm. They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, yeah. And P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There you have it. So this is a guy that was interviewed in 2018 after the hotel shooting that he had done. And at the time, it does sound crazy, right? Random guy, he's got this hospital gown on because they got to check for his mental, health and all this stuff. But when you think about it, if he's actually been through those things that he's talking about in 2018, mentally that's going to scar you. It's going to mess you up. So him talking about this stuff being used as a sex slave for Diddy and that he would hear all these business deals, it's come to light now. We'll see, but there you go. This is from 2018. This is what I'm talking about. All this stuff coming up. And, this is about as deep as it gets when it comes to this Diddy stuff, man. There's so much stuff going on that it's astronomical, man. It's insane. So, yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted. All these lawsuits, all these accusations, all these breakdowns, all this stuff. Feds raiding. It's only a matter of time, man. They just got to make the case bulletproof. That's it. It's only a matter of time before this guy goes down. There's no way they don't have more footage and evidence. Cassie probably recorded stuff. People surrounding Diddy probably recorded stuff. Diddy kept a lot of the footage. Yeah. Speaking of documentaries, 50 Cent has sold the Diddy docuseries to Netflix after a massive bidding war. 50 Cent has found a buyer for his documentary series about Diddy following a massive bidding war between networks and streamers. After months of hyping up the series, the multi-part documentary about the Bad Boys alleged sexual assault and sex trafficking ring has landed a home at Netflix. According to TMZ, who recently released their own documentary about the embattled mogul and Tubi, there was a fierce bidding war for the documentary, which is being made by Unit Film and Television Studios. It was not previously known whether the documentary was real or merely a part of 50's merely a part of 50's trolling campaign against Diddy, as no details about the series, such as director, has been revealed. 50, hire me, man. I'm telling you right now, I could execute this shit so well. Oh, it'd be amazing, man. I could do an amazing job on this, and I've already proven it through my track history. So you just give me a budget. Oh my God, I'm out of here, man. I'm gonna skyrocket this shit to the next planet. So, yeah. So bidding war happened. TMZ won the bidding war, and after that, 50 Cent decided to post a video, and it's lyrics of Rick Ross's "You Don't Even Know It" lyrics, where he says, "Put Molly on her champagne, she didn't even know it. Took her home, and I enjoyed that. She didn't even know it." That Rick Ross lyrics. He posted a video of R. Kelly, of Diddy. It's like an AI generated video, and he says, "You know, sometimes I think people are just stupid. Why would you say this in a song?" He's talking about Rick Ross. "I drugged her ass and I raped her ass, and she didn't even know it." And this is it.
Put Molly all in her champagne. She ain't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that. She ain't even know it.
We remember that. And then Rick Ross responded. And Rick Ross responded in a very, very vile way. This is just, the comment he made is just disgusting. Rick Ross commented on the troll, and he wrote, "This was a lyric. Daphne Joy," which is 50 Cent's second baby mama, "accused says you sodomized and raped her as you held her down in front of your son." Palm face with the emoji covering his face. Curtis with the spooky face emoji at 50 Cent. Which, by the way, is a troll comment. That never happened. There's no proof. She did accuse him of rape, but here's the thing. 50 is suing her for defamation. So somebody who actually did that type of stuff, I doubt would sue the accuser. Usually if somebody's guilty, they would kind of be quiet about the situation and settle. 50's not settling. He's actually fighting this in court. So that is very disgusting that Rick Ross said. He can match the pettiness that 50 can do. But, hey, man, that's Ross. Like, why the fuck would you ever rap lyrics of wanting to rape a woman? Like, that just tells me the mentality. Like that guy said in 2018, he's probably doing, hey, at this time, when that song came out, you didn't even know it, by the way. Let me see. I think it was 2011. Might be 2013. 2013, right? What was Rick Ross? Who was he close with in 2013? All the way from 2010 to 2014, Rick Ross was a Ciroc boy, close with Diddy. So why are we not surprised that this guy rapped this type of stuff when Diddy's been accused of this type of stuff, when he was hanging out close with Diddy, day in and day out, where Diddy was calling him Biggie, the next Biggie, and was putting him in music videos, Diddy Dirty Money, and all these records, Hello, Good Morning, and Ross rapping on them, and all this stuff. Come on, man. And here's the thing, too. Here's the thing. Ross will comment on this 50 Cent stuff, but he won't go and apologize and say, you know what, I fucked up for defending Diddy publicly. Let's not forget that. When these lawsuits came out, Rick Ross defended Diddy. He was defending him publicly. Now, you haven't said shit about that. Instead, you want to go at 50. This is my point, man. William, you're a rapist. Those lyrics are rape lyrics. It's really that simple. It's that simple. Somebody who doesn't do that stuff would never have that cross their mind. I would never, as an artist, in a million years, ever have that cross my mind as a lyric to write down. That's just disgusting, man. That's some Bill Cosby shit. Like, what are you doing? Why would that even cross your mind? But that's what I mean. When you hang around these type of people, he was getting involved in that type of stuff too. And he's probably doing that type of stuff. Because you don't just rap that stuff. Come on, man. Anybody with a brain knows not to do that. But yeah, Rick Ross responds in the petty way that he does. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted and see if anything comes out of this. Now I want to talk about Drake. And this really disappointed me, man. This is one of those things that I wish wasn't true. Apparently, Drake never wrote Mob Ties. Yes, my favorite Drake track of all time. This is my favorite Drake track of all time. There's no other track that I like more. He never wrote it. In fact, Vori wrote the record, and a reference track leaked. Now, I'm going to let you guys listen to a little bit of the reference track. And, yeah, we'll talk about it.
Hire a shooter. You ready to be bitch. And I'm on my riches. I turn out the bitch. I turn out the bridge. It is what it is, sure. Black Porsche, cause that Lambo moving fast. Watch your homie if he moving on his ass. In the rocket and that bitch ain't got no tax. Louis bags in exchange for body bags, yeah. I'm sick of these niggas, hey. I'm sick of these bitches, huh. Sire shooter, huh. Ready these bitches, huh. Fuck what it was, hey. It is what it is, yeah. And I'm with the shits. It is what it is, and I'm so tired.
Now, here's why this disappoints me a lot. Drake has had a lot of reference tracks come out, right? The Rico record, Quentin Miller wrote. Running Through the Six, Know Yourself, that record. What else? There's a bunch of little reference tracks. Jumbotron shit came out that Lil Yachty wrote it. Yeah, whatever. Those type of records, in my eyes, I can be like, you know what? I understand them. They're more melodic records. And yes, Mob Ties is more of a melodic track. But here's the issue with Mob Ties that I have an issue with. In my eyes, Mob Ties was this track that Drake cooked up after the Pusha T and Kanye West situation. Remember, 2018, Story of Beatdown, Drake dropped Duppy, then Story of Beatdown came out, then things kind of just stopped. Kanye had some issues with Drake as well. This track, Drake went on The Shop with LeBron and said, hey, instead of giving my energy to Pusha T and Kanye in this beef, I cooked up records, and I cooked up a song called Mob Ties, one of your favorite records, LeBron, because they talk about on the show, hey, it's one of my favorite records. And come to find out, and a source told me, this track was recorded way before the way before the Pusha T and Kanye West beef. So the lyrics aren't even directed at them. This is a track that I assumed was birthed with Drake having his back against the wall. That's why I put this track so high up in Drake's catalog of music. But this is just disappointing. This is a track that Kanye West said he was scared for his life because he got purple heart, purple devil emojis sent to him. And he heard the Mob Ties track. And Mob Ties is supposed to be this track about, having Jay Prince and Jay Prince Jr. as a Mob Ties. Jay Prince Jr. has hashtagged the Mob Ties in his photos of Drake years before the Mob Ties track came out. This is supposed to be that track that, hey, Louis bags is changed for body bags, where people accuse Drake of allegedly having something to do with XXXTentacion's murder. This is supposed to be that track. Come to find out, Vori wrote it. Damn near the whole thing, too, word for word. This broke my damn heart because of all these reasons. Had it just been another track that came out, right? Melodic. It is a melodic track. Had it just been another melodic track that leaked, hey, reference track, I'd have been like, whatever, I don't care. But this ain't the same thing, guys. I can't defend this. I cannot defend this. And I love Drake and a lot of his music, but I can't defend this. This was disappointing to me. And I would not be surprised if we get more leaks of tracks like this. This is my favorite Drake track. And it's fake. All this energy you said I put into this track, all this stuff, my back against the wall, this is the type of music I came out with after all this Pusha T and Kanye stuff. It's fake. It's phony. He recorded it way before, come to find out. A lot of sources are saying that. I got some source saying that as well. So are we going to find out all of Drake, basically his whole career is phony? This guy's not even Jewish and an actor? We're going to find out this guy's lived in Britain with 21 Savage? And they devised a plan to come here to America? What are we going to find out here? Like, this is ridiculous. I am disappointed because this track has a lot of ties, a lot of things in it, mob ties, no pun intended, that made me respect Drake at least a little bit out of the whole Pusha T thing. It made me look at him like, okay, you know what? Yeah, he might have lost that Pusha T battle, but at least he came out with some great music. At least it motivated him to deliver some great music. Come to find out, this track was recorded before the battle, and somebody else made the whole track for him. These are bars that, hey, we used to be friends. We're not friends anymore. That are directed at Kanye. That directed at anybody he has beef with. disappointed, man. I'm very disappointed. I could defend those other tracks. I could defend them and say those are melodic records and this, and that, and they're not those 6 p.m. and this and 9 a.m. and 8 a.m., those like lyrical bar records. Hey, that's one thing, though, I can say is, hey, there's nothing lyrically so far has come out. It's been a lot of melodic things. But it's just disappointing because this song is tied to so many things. That's the disappointing thing. In my mind, I had this record as, damn, Drake had his back against the wall. And this is what he came out with, this hard-hitting record that I love. This is my favorite Drake song, period. Come to find out, phony. Vori wrote it, even though he's credited on the track. But just hearing it just disappoints me, man. Sad, man. I hope nothing else comes out with more reference tracks because this disappointed me to I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I'm just sad. That's all I am. I'm sad. All these reference tracks, but this one had to come out. This had to be a fake record. Shame on you, Aubrey. This could potentially ruin his career. And I mean, now it has me looking at him way different. Listen, we've had, I don't want to throw, but these artists never had records written for them. Listen, guys, when it comes to melodic pop records, I'm willing to bet 95% of rappers had help in a lot of melodic pop sounding records. I'm willing to bet that. Think about this, right? Somebody would probably throw Eminem at me. Nah, Eminem has never had that, right? Eminem got offered the See You Again record with Charlie Puth on the hook. With the beat written out, the hook already there. Got offered that track before Wiz Khalifa. 50 Cent mentioned this. And it was supposed to be Eminem 50 on the record. That's a melodic record, a pop record with the hook already in there. He didn't write that hook. Had he jumped on that track with that hook already in there, where people say, hey, this is not, blah, 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 even though it's somebody else singing it, still. There are things like that where hooks already written for people. I'm willing to let hooks, like if a rapper had a hook written for him, the hook is the melodic part it's supposed to catch you. A lot of rappers struggle on that. I can accept that. A hook being written, it is what it is. That's cool to me for a rapper. Full-on verses, I can't accept. Like word for word, hell no. If you had a line helped from somebody in the studio, mind you, there are probably 10, 15, sometimes 20 people in the studio, man. You'll rap something that might not sound as good and somebody will say, no, maybe you should twist this word into this. Is that really ghostwriting? Is that really doing anything? Nah, just helping somebody that can't get that little part to fit, that little piece of puzzle to fit. And I have no issue with that. But this hurt me. This hurt me bad, man. This hurt me bad. This is not it, man. Drake, I'm disappointed. Hopefully no other reference track comes out. If I find out that those lyrical schmirical ones that you got out, if those are reference tracks as well, then yeah, Drake's been phony this whole time. I'm going to look at Drake as a pop star and not as a rapper. And I know people are going to flood the comments and be like, oh, Drake has always been a pop star. Come on, guys. He's written records for other people. He's had a history of writing tracks. So I think the best way to tell if Drake's written something, and somebody said this on Twitter, is to see if there's a corny line in some of the verses. Because Drake always has these little corny lines. Like, what's that song? It's getting real oppy outside, Poppy outside, it's getting real oppy outside. That's a corny line. Like, he has like these little corny lines in his verses. So maybe, that's a way to tell if he's written it or not. But this Mob Ties, it's got a corny line in there. I think, I am a da-da. I think he says some shit like that. I'm a da-da. I don't want some shit about da-da, and that was a corny line in the song. But other than that, it's a fire record, man. I'm just disappointed. Reference track, I'm disappointed, man. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted. Hopefully no other reference tracks come out. Finally, let's get into it. Apple Music's top 100 albums of all time list. I want to say I don't know all these artists. I don't know all the music on here, and I'm not going to pretend to. I'm not going to sugarcoat things and pretend like I know all these artists that are here, like Miles Davis and Radiohead and The Clash and Carole King. I don't know. Right? I know a lot of these people are legends, but I haven't really listened to their music like that. I probably heard songs here and there, but full-on albums, I haven't listened to. That's not to say that all I know is hip-hop on this list, because there is some stuff here and there that I know that's outside of hip-hop, from jazz to rock to R&B to whatever else, country. But I'm mainly going to focus on hip-hop. And we're going to go over the list. So, the first hip-hop is Astroworld, number 98, Travis Scott. I disagree with this, and pretty easy to say why. I don't think Travis Scott is really any that great of an artist, but people like him, whatever. Number 98, he's there. I disagree with that. Usher Confessions. I had an issue with this positioning. Number 95 is utterly disgusting, considering that album probably influenced and shaped R&B for the next 20 years when it came out. Shame, and here Jermaine Dupri echoed this. Shout out to him. Shame on them. They really ranked a lot of R&B albums very low on here. And there is a statistic breakdown of what genres were on here. And R&B and soul had 11%. Hip-hop had the most, so shout out to hip-hop. Round of applause to them. 21 albums on this list were hip-hop. So 21% was hip-hop. 18% was rock. 16% was pop. And then R&B had 11%, which is not bad. But country had 1%. Motown had 2%. Jazz had 1%, 3%. So that's an interesting breakdown, but very low on the list, so I disagree with the Confessions being at number 95. Tyler, the Creator, Flower Boy being at number 92. I can see why, but nah. I mean, this is, at the end of the day, this is Apple Music's opinion. The people at Apple Music, this is what they decided, so whatever. The thing is, it's all albums too, so, you can't really just go off hip-hop here. Going down the list more. Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. So this is the first old school hip hop album that we get on the list. And it's at number 84. You know what? I disagree with that. Obviously, I think if it wasn't for this album and Dr. Dre's The Chronic, those two sounds, that shaped the next 20, 30 years in hip hop with a lot of the sounds. So because of that, I think it should have been higher. But hey, 84, not too bad. Should have been 60s, I think, but that's my hip-hop thing. Now we get to number 82. 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. When this number came out, I was 82. Okay, out of 100 albums of all time, nah, I still can't see. I can't see how this album got 82. I really can't see it. We have a song called In the Club that is forever being played. Right now, it still gets 1,000 radio spins a day, which is astronomical for a song that came out in 2003. It was the most listened to song in radio history. Get Rich or Die Trying is the highest first week sales for a hip-hop debut album of all time. Sold over 15, 16 million copies. Still relevant to this day. The Final Lap Tour did over $100 million in ticket sales. People still listen to this album. These songs still resonate. The album caters to every single side of hip-hop culture ever. Has influenced generations and generations of artists. Every artist that has come out of Get Rich or Die Trying after Get Rich or Die Trying, has used the mixtape formula to make themselves hot, which came from Get Rich or Die Trying, because 50 used the mixtapes, then had the huge success of Get Rich or Die Trying. People mimicked that formula, started using mixtapes to promote their career, then had their success on their albums. That all came from Get Rich or Die Trying, and that's just a slither of things. Not to mention the story of the album. If you just go off music, music is there. There's no argument music. Music is there. It's better than anything ever hip-hop ever released. Ever. Period. Because it caters to everything. And that's the thing. Some hip-hop albums do not cater to everything. This album caters to literally everybody and everything. It even has God themes in there. It has Jesus themes in there. It could be a gospel album. And the fact that the stories are real. Many Men is a song that only 50 Cent, based off his unique experience, can write, and it's real. Everything is real. This is the problem at this album being ranked this low on this list. And the music's still relevant. We are 21 years down the line. Still artists. There is literally a carbon copy 50 Cent that came out. Pop Smoke, rest in peace. A carbon copy of this guy came out. Literally a 2.0 version came out. And you mean to tell me this album got number 82? That much of an influence. The world. We're not just talking America. The world is influenced by this album. You can go anywhere on this fucking planet Earth, and they know about this album. And they know at least about, if they don't know about the album, they at least know the song in the club. Then the story attached to it. You got, the title is literally Get Rich or Die Trying. This guy lived that. There was a drug kingpin that allegedly tried to kill him. He either had to make it or he would be dead, and he went up against that person and made it out alive. What, like, you can't, Martin Scorsese can write a better fucking movie script than that. So, that alone, man, this album should have been, in my opinion, a top 10. If we're doing all-time albums, right? Of all time. Every album that ever released. I think top 10 of all time, period. Hip-hop, it's top 3. I don't give a fuck. If you don't got in the top 3, you lost your damn mind. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. So I'm not going to go in any more on that, but you guys know how I feel about that. Then you got Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP. I personally prefer the Eminem Show over this album, but Stan is used as a term to define crazy artists. Like, its influence is astronomical, and it broke insane records. And as a story only can be told by Eminem. And you got that at number 80. Man, get the fuck out of here. Because the albums that come, the hip-hop albums that would come before these albums is disgusting. I just want to say that is utterly, ugh. And I'm going to go in later on that. But going down the list, you know, you got Missy Elliott. Shout out to her. A Super Duper Fly at number 75. Definitely not above 50M or Snoop Dogg, but whatever. NWA Straight Outta Compton, number 70. I agree with that number. I think it had its impact, but definitely wasn't more impactful than Give It or Die Trying or Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP. But, hey, shout out to, actually, I mean, because NWA birthed a lot of different careers. So, but still, I just don't think the album really hasn't stood the test of time like that in terms of like daily streams and all this stuff. We got to look at like, what is it doing now? How is it still impacting now? But I like number 70. That's a good number. Going down, Tupac, All Eyes on Me, number 62. I don't know. I jump back and forth. I think it should be a top 40 album because it's Tupac, All Eyes on Me, influential. He went diamond with that. He was actually, I think, the first hip-hop artist ever to go diamond. Let me see. Okay, MC Hammer, sorry. Forgot about him. But somebody who wasn't a fucking one-hit wonder. I think it was Tupac because it was, he had a double disc, died, went diamond. So outside of MC Hammer, Tupac was like the next one. So just the impact, obviously all the records on there. I think it should be higher than 62. I think it should be in the top 50. Going down, scrolling through a lot of these other artists. Beastie Boys being up there, hell no. Paul's Boutique, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of my fucking face with this bullshit. No disrespect to Beastie Boys, but nah, man. I don't know what the fuck, why they ranked it that high. But then you got Drake Take Care over 50's Give It or Die Trying, Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP, and Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style, Tupac's All Eyes on Me, NWA Straight Outta Compton, Drake's Take Care over that. Bro, you can look at streams right now and see Give It or Die Trying, an album that came out in 2003, is doing more daily streams than Drake's Take Care. It's doing like 1 million more daily streams every day. So how is that album that came out more recent, meaning it should be more recent in people's memory, doing less streams than an album that came out over 21 years ago? Drake's Take Care came out, 13 years ago? Because it came out in 2011. Yeah, so 2021, about 13 years ago. But yet, Give It or Die Trying is doing more streams. That is disgusting. That pissed me off. This is what pissed me off about the list, because when you look at the albums that went ahead of a lot of these classic All Eyes on Me, Straight Outta Compton, Give It or Die Trying, Marshall Mathers LP, and Doggy Style, when you look at what went ahead, it's like, what the fuck? How? It makes no sense. Going down the list, Outkast, Aquemini, okay. I can respect that. Nas Illmatic at 39. I would have put this top 25, but whatever. Wu-Tang Clan, Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, 37. I think that's fair to me. I don't know. I think that's fair. Public Enemy takes $1 million. I don't think this should be that high up at 34, but whatever. You got Beyonce. Her self-titled fucking album is higher. This is an album that, like, let me go on the streams because I know this shit ain't doing that insane numbers. This album daily does 926,000 streams. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying does like 2.5 million streams daily. And this is a more recently released album. This is a 2013 album. They got Beyonce up there like she's like she released a fucking classic. This is what I mean. We're going to see Jay-Z so high up. Dude, they dick eat Beyonce and Jay-Z. American media, oh my God, they love them some Jay-Z and Beyonce. When in reality, people do not listen to these two artists like that. Like, they have great numbers. But come on, man. Ahead of all those people? Nah. You got Biggie Ready to Die, number 32. High on the list. Respect that. I don't know if it's that much higher than Tupac's All Eyes on Me, but I love it. I'm not too mad at that number. Tribe Called Quest, Low Event Theory, number 29. A little too high up on the list, but whatever. Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy at number 26. I would have ranked, I don't understand why people rank this album really high because it's got a lot of different styles and unique sounds to it, but I like Graduation the most from Kanye. I think that should have been on this list. If I'm being frank with you, Graduation still has records that, to this day, let me actually see how many streams Graduation does. To this day, still do numbers. Like Kanye West's, I think, first like diamond fucking singles from Graduation. So you got, look at this. Look at this. This is why Graduation should have been the fucking number one album on this list. Or at least not number one on the list, but I mean, ahead of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Graduation is his highest streamed album. It does 4.3 million daily streams, while My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy does 2.2 million. Graduation should have been higher. Graduation should have took the spot of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy because more people love it. And I get it. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy had its unique shit, but Graduation to me is better. So I disagree with that. You got Dr. Dre's The Chronic at number 19, which I respect. That song changed sound just like Doggy Style did. Changed the whole culture. And top 20, I like that. That's good. Number 19, I'm not mad at that. This is where I get mad, though. You got Jay-Z's Blueprint at number 13. Number 13. This is an album that ranked number 13 out of all albums in the whole entire planet Earth that have ever come out. Apple Music says this is the number 13th album. Let's go see. Let's just see if people listen to this Jay-Z Blueprint album. Oh my God. Jay-Z Blueprint. Let's see. Jay-Z's Blueprint does 183,000 streams daily. What does that tell you? People don't really rock with this album like that. I don't give a fuck about the sounds. I don't care about him using multiple sounds, this and that. It's a great album. It's a classic in the hip-hop world. I'd put it probably in the top 10 in the hip-hop world if we're just going hip-hop. Yeah, it deserves to be there. Okay, I'll put it at probably number 10 and maybe number 9. But number 13 on Apple's list is astronomical dick eating by American media. Like I always said, they coddle and baby Jay-Z. This album is not more influential than Dr. Dre's The Chronic, NWA Straight Outta Compton, Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style, Tupac All Eyes on Me, Biggie Ready to Die, 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. All these albums, it's ahead of. Apple Music lost their fuck. They're just dick. Listen, I'm telling you guys right now, they are dick eating Jay-Z and Beyonce because Beyonce gets fucking 2 albums on this list, by the way. Everybody else got like 1 fucking album. Beyonce gets 2 on this bitch. Not even Michael Jackson gets 2 albums. Beyonce got 2 on this bitch. 2! Beyonce ain't that fucking good to get 2 albums? Get the fuck out of here, man. This is my proof that they dick eat Beyonce and Jay-Z. American media props them up to be these fucking greatest artists that have ever existed in life. Then going down in the top 10, we got Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City at number 7. I disagree with this. Basically, Apple Music is saying this is the greatest hip-hop album, period. Now, you could classify Lauryn Hill's album as hip-hop as well, but I guess, I mean, you could say Lauryn Hill, but if we're talking male, let's just go to male. Fuck it. This is the greatest male hip-hop album that's ever existed, ever, according to Apple. Ever. Good Kid, Mad City. It's a classic. It's a great album. It's top 10 of all time, but the ever beating every single hip-hop album that's ever existed, come on. This is Dickie. Listen, what Drake said on Family Members, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone going ham and Grammy right now. He's speaking facts because this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I love Good Kid, Mad City, man. I don't want to. Here's the thing. I don't want you guys to think I'm a hater of these guys' albums. Listen, Jay-Z's Blueprint and Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City are top 10 hip-hop albums of all time. Top 15, you could argue, of all time hip-hop albums. But ahead of all these other albums, fuck no, never in a million years. Suck my dick, never happening. Then you got Frank Ocean with Blonde at number 5. Like, that album did not do that influential shit, man. Come on, guys. Beyonce had fucking 2 albums, and y'all dick-eating Beyonce. Frank Ocean with Blonde at number 5. Then you got Prince, Purple Rain, number 4. Okay. The Beatles, Abbey Road, number 3. Okay. Michael Jackson's Thriller at number 2. And then you got Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, number 1. I love Lauryn Hill. Love that album. It's a fucking amazing album. One of the greatest albums ever. It deserves to be in this top 10 list, period. I think that. But number 1, fuck no. Michael Jackson's Thriller deserves number 1. Nobody did what Michael Jackson did ever in their history of career. Best-selling album, produced insane amount of hits that's still relevant to this day. Not to say that Lauryn Hill's album isn't relevant to this day. But let's look at the streaming numbers. I'm actually curious. Let's just see. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, guys. Maybe I'm tripping. Billie Jean is not my love. You got Thriller doing 2.6 million streams daily. Let's see what Lauryn Hill does. Let's see. She dropped one album and then never fucking dropped anything after that. I guess we got to praise this one album. She does 980,000 streams. What does that tell you? What impacted more? What had more influence day in and day out in people's lives? Like, what was the criteria in this shit? It's dumb. I think Michael Jackson should have had Thriller number 1. That's the greatest album that's ever existed. If you're going to include all genres, to me, obviously, it's Get Rich or Die Trying. That's just my opinion. But if you're going through all genres and just general public, majority of the world will agree Thriller is the greatest album of all time. And on top of that, Michael Jackson wasn't scared to drop another album. Motherfucker came back with Bad and all these other albums. Lauryn Hill dropped one fucking album and disappeared, and all of a sudden, it's the greatest album of all time. It's number 1 on the list and should beat everybody else. Come on. I disagree with that as well, but everything else I can't really speak to, like Nirvana and all these other Fleetwood Mac and Radiohead and Aretha Franklin, the Rolling Stones, and John Coltrane and Guns N' Roses, and I know all these guys are legends, but I can't speak to those because I don't really listen to their music like that. So, yeah, that's my gripe with it, man. Travis Scott that's horrendous. Travis Scott should not be on this list, guys. Sorry, man. Or Tyler, the Creator. No disrespect, but come on, man. You guys haven't done, like, you know my 100 best albums of all time? Well, shout out to Apple Music for at least including mostly hip-hop. Like, 21% is hip-hop. Everything else is less than that. So, this is broken down in terms of years. Or decades. You had 1950s, 1 album came from there. 1960s, 10 albums came from there. 1970s, 18 albums came from there. 1980s, 17 albums came from there. The 1990s had the most albums on the list at 23. And the 2000s had 11, 2010s had 17, and the 2020s had 3. So mainly the 1990s had the most. 2000s had a little bit low amount, but it's a surprise to me. I feel 2000s had the best year in music, but yeah, that's kind of my takes on this fucking list. I think They disrespected the shit out of people. Putting Kendrick Lamar above everybody, period, in male hip-hop. Fuck no. Putting Jay-Z that high up. Fuck no. Putting Drake that high up with Take Care. Fuck no. Yeah, man, just disrespectful overall, but that's my take on the list. Hopefully nobody else release a list again because these lists are fucking horrendous. But you got to give them respect, man. The whole ranking 100 albums of all time in every genre is pretty hard. So, yeah. Let's get to the Billboard Hot 100. Looks like not many songs have really moved. I Need Some Help. Post Malone featuring Megan Wallen is at number 1. Like last week it debuted at number 1. Now it's still number 1. Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, is at number 2. $1 Million Baby, Tommy Richmond is at number 3. A Bar song, Tipsy Shaboozey is at number 4. Lunch, Billie Eilish debuted at number 5. Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter debuted as at number 6. Lose Control, Teddy Swims at number 7. Beautiful Things, Benson Bone at number 8. Too Sweet, Hosier, number 9. And then Fortnite, Taylor Swift, Post Malone, number 10. Like That is at number 11 with Future, Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar. SZA Saturn, number 14. Going down the list. Get It Sexy, Sexy Red, number 32. Yeah Glow, Glorilla, number 33. 101, Gunna, number 37. Type Shit, Future, Metro Boomin, number 40. Family Matters, Drake, number 48. Wannabe, Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, number 50. Red Run, 21 Savage, number 53. Carnival, Ty Dolla $ign, Kanye West, number 59. Fiend, Travis Scott, Playboi Carti, number 62. Act, Date at 8. Four Bats, Drake, number 63. Meet the Grams, Kendrick Lamar, number 67. On One Tonight, Gunna, number 71. Drake, Push-Ups, number 74. Cardi B, Enough, Miami, number 76. Gunna featuring Offset, Proud of Them, number 85. Yeah, that's it for the Billboard Hot 100, and that's it for today's episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast. This podcast is super long, so clearly I haven't included the Kendrick Lamar breakdown. I will include it on the next episode. I have the videos racked up, so I'll probably include Heart Part 6 if the episodes aren't long, but this episode is super long, so as a conclusion of this, obviously it's super long. I'm looking at the time right now. It's astronomical. So, yeah, I'll include those on the next episode. Apologize for skipping episodes. Just trying to get all these breakdowns out the way so then I can finally focus on these documentaries as well. But breaking those down, appreciate the support. Powered by Golden Eagle Energy Drink. As always, support them at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. Please, they sponsored all season 4 of the podcast. Stream us, Spotify, Deezer, Podcast, YouTube, all that. Have an amazing night, day, whenever you listen to this, and peace.